Hi, welcome to our first virtual open house. I'm Bob Hertz, Managing Director of Psy-Tek Labs. Our parent company is HEART, Healing Energies and Research Technologies Incorporated. It's a 501(c) and a nonprofit. We bridge energy medicine with standard medical practices. We have frontier devices that we've found over the years that access our energy fields. They're time-tested and repeatable, which is what we need for doing our research. Here at the lab, we do brain mapping with a device called WAVY. We do medical thermal imaging with FLIR technology. We do full-body systems assessments with Mainland. And we do human biofield analysis with our GDV. We use these same devices for research. And we do research for hire. We also do research on our own pet projects, ones that we fund ourselves or get help funding as a nonprofit. Today, we're going to see 4 patient exams plus a research project comparing 2 competing devices that structure water. After each one of our segments, we'll return to a live Q&A. The first exam will be medical thermal imaging. Here's Carissa to tell you a little bit about what you're about to see.
Hi, I'm Carissa Hertz, a subtle energy technician specializing in medical thermal imaging here at Psy-Tek Labs. It's good to be here with everyone. The great thing about medical thermal imaging is that it's efficient, safe, and non-invasive. Thermography provides an infrared image of body temperatures, revealing where there's heat and displaying blood vessel patterns. For example, if you have a sinus infection, there will be inflammation. The inflammation creates heat in that area of your body. Our cameras detect the heat patterns. We use FLIR technology, the gold standard in infrared detection. We use FLIR's highest definition medical thermal imaging technology, the most accurate available today. Its 300,000 pixels uniquely records separate temperature measurements. This results in crisp, highly detailed images. Hundreds of conditions and diseases are detectable with this technology. Enjoy the exam. We will see you back here to answer your questions in a few moments. All right. And then you're going to come in the room, go to the right. Have a seat. We have this divider here because a lot of these exams are done with clothes off, so you have your privacy. I will be remote controlling the camera from the other side, so I'll be just right over here or in the other room. Okay, follow me. Hi there, my name is Carissa, and we're going to be doing some thermal imaging on Jake here today. Okay, so now I'm going to have you go back behind the screened area.
Okay.
All right, and then you're going to want to have a seat on the black stool, and you'll remove your mask and your glasses.
Okay.
I'll have you acclimate for about 10 minutes. And then in the meantime, I'm going to get you into the frame here so we can start taking your images. All right, so 10 minutes is up for acclimation, and we hold still. I'm going to focus again and then capture the image. Okay, great. Okay, and now I'm going to have you turn to the opposite side, and remember to sit up straight.
Okay.
All right, we're going to do the hands.
Okay.
Perfect, and then just reach over and put your hands together until your thumbs are almost touching. Great. Hold it right there. I'm just going to focus. Okay, and then for this next one, it's going to be the palms of your hands. So you'll turn your hands with the palms facing the camera and put your pinkies closer together. Great. Okay, hold it right there. I'm going to focus. All right. And then this next one is going to be your arm, your right arm. So you'll take the whiteboard, set it long way facing the camera and you'll be about 3 feet from the camera.
Okay.
And then you'll put your arm, so you'll drape your arm over the whiteboard and make it at a right angle make a right angle with your elbow.
Mm-hmm. That good?
That's perfect.
Okay.
Just hold it right there. I just need to get you in the frame. Back up maybe like a couple inches. All right. Hold it right there. I'm going to focus. All right, we've got it.
Awesome.
And now you can put your mask back on and your glasses and come around and meet me.
All right.
What kind of things do you use thermal imaging for?
So for their breast health, cardiovascular health, it detects your thyroid health, anything in your sinuses, any dental issues, nerve health, diabetes, joint health. Alright, so this was a demonstration of how to use the thermal imaging camera. Back to you guys.
Okay, we have an email question in here. The question says, why would I use medical thermal imaging instead of a mammogram? Okay. Carissa, would you like to answer that? Unmute.
Sure. So what thermography does is it signals. So you'd want to go on your doctor's advice. If they are recommending a mammogram, you would go with the mammogram. But what thermal imaging does is it can see things ahead of time. So and they use different technology. So mammography uses X-rays. Thermography uses a high resolution, highly sensitive infrared camera, and it can see changes in your vascular structure.
Well, also, I've heard that there have been a lot of false positives, and women who are under 45 or 50 should not be actually taking it. Also, I know that there's compression and radiation, and that medical thermal imaging has more or less taken a back step. And the rules are actually where if you want to have a medical thermal imaging, you need to accompany it with a mammogram. Which doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's the rules. And since the thermal imaging can pick up a foreign object under the skin, about 4 years before a mammogram can. So, all right, any more questions? All right, looks like everybody's anxious to get to the next one. Take it away.
Hi, I'm Ildi Clark, the Operations Director at Psy-Tek Labs. The next exam will be on our Mainland kiosk. The kiosk is new, but we have used Mainland for years. We use Mainland for a full comprehensive health exam. In just a few minutes, the Mainland provides a complete overview of your body's physiological condition with cross-analysis and reporting of all your bodily systems. Mainland provides a unique 3D, three-dimensional presentation that allows us to rotate and click on any surface to reveal ATP as well as other important measurements. These body systems include your cardiovascular system, your brain and your nervous system, your digestive system, your spine and vertebrae conditions, as well as fitness, body composition, and microcirculation. Utilizing 4 validated technologies, including interstitial fluid analysis, provides a quick, accurate, and reliable evaluation of your health. Enjoy the exam, and we'll see you back here for questions in a few minutes.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are here to demonstrate the Mainland Scan. So we are here, our subject, for this demonstration. So what we're going to proceed in taking the blood pressure of the subject. Here we go in that direction.
I just released.
Okay. 110/71. Okay, just go ahead. Place also put your feet. And also now we're going to place all the electrodes on the forehead, left side, the ears, and that move that much. So this goes on the index finger of the left hand. Please enter registration form. And now we need to select your height. Blood pressure is 110.
Please stand still while your weight is being measured.
Okay.
Now place your hands on the plates and insert your left index finger all the way into the pulse sensor. Beginning the examination, please straighten your back and stand still. The examination is completed.
You can take off your hands. We can take out the electrodes. And we're going through looking very quickly at the report. It gives you an overall wellness score. So it's based on all of these screen: body composition, microcirculation, vertebral score, cardiovascular score, autonomic nervous system score, dietary advice. The first one here is the body composition. So it gives you body fat mass, body free mass, and we're going to dietary advice, give you a diet that is suitable for your body type and stuff. The microcirculation score, which look at microcirculation in your limbs. So we see here all green, that means good circulation in the legs. We have a spinal cord that shows the spinal condition of the subject. We have cardiovascular score. We have also a nervous system score. We have a lot of details we can go through. Of body composition, fluid balance, microcirculation, sympathetic function, parasympathetic performance, blood pressure, markers, arterial stiffness, recovery, vertebral score. As you can see, a lot of information here. Then the physiological score, which is also a combination of the different scores, so which include the blood pressure, the pH, the body composition, yes. Okay, and then we have heart rate variability score, the oxygenation, and this score, which is related to arterial stiffness. So all of these combined, so when it's green, it's very good. When they are yellow, something to look at here, and when they are orange, a little more. It's in the normal range. Again, we have more physiological score, lifestyle score, biochemical screening, neural network lab test, modeling of living tissue, which give you a lot more information. But this is modeling, so it's less direct measurements. Alternative medicine, like it gives you something about the meridians and some homeopathic remedies. It's a pretty comprehensive system, as you can see. Hope you appreciate this demonstration. Thank you for your attention.
All right, we are back. And let's see if there are any more questions here. No. Here's another email question if people are not wanting to actually communicate, but here we are. This question says, how do they figure out all that without taking blood or urine? What is going on with the machine? And how can it do all those systems so quickly? How about Dayton? Would you like to answer that? You got to take your mute off now. You're not, your mute is on. There you go, start over.
Thank you. This is an amazing system, obviously. It seems incredible that one system can do all that, but it is composed of a bioimpedance system, a photoplethysmograph system that measures cardiovascular function, autonomic nervous system, an oximeter, and we combine that with blood pressure, weight. There's a lot of information about these different systems, and when we combine them, the company that make that system has actually developed more information even, and lots of it actually is published information, like for example, being able to measure microcirculation or being able to measure cardiovascular function, all of these autonomic nervous system, stress levels, all of these things are actually well known. But the company has gone further and in continuing to develop more systems. Those who are interested in knowing more, we have more information that we can share. Thank you.
Sure. I also wanted to add in that this is produced by a Russian scientist about 20 years ago. And his algorithms are based on cross currents between the foot pads, the hand pads, the leads across the forehead, the oxygenation. All these things give that Russian scientist the data he needs to model things that we usually find out in blood work. And it's been very accurate. We've been checking out against that for a few years. And this is a non-invasive way of getting a full physical exam. We do have a question from one of the attendees. The question is, do you do a lot before and after screening to test the effect of certain therapies? Well, I'll answer that to begin with. Yes, as a matter of fact, we actually use all of our equipment to see different angles of the person's physiology and pathology where possible. So the different tests that we use are usually directed towards the type of things we can pick up with the patient who's in there. The before and after screening we do is usually to see the effect of a new process drug therapy, and in that regard, we do a lot of research and using this equipment to do the screening. And so I hope that answers your question. Anyone else? Okay, well, also, we're always available. Go to our website. We have a tremendous amount of information. And all the equipment that we use, we also train and sell on to. So
Can I add one more thing?
Certainly.
Yeah, I was just going to say that so many people are very scared of taking their blood, like taking a blood test, and this Menla kiosk is non-invasive. So you can get all this amazing information without a blood test. So
Well, giving up any precious bodily fluids. All right. Any more questions? Looking at the attendees. Okay, take it away, Matt.
Hi, I'm Matthew Chilton, a subtle energy technician. I am happy to introduce the next exam. It is a GDV, or the full term is Gas Discharge Visualization. It has another name, EPI, Electrophotonic Imaging. Regardless of the name, this device does a great job of analyzing the human biofield and its relationship to all our organs. The best results of the exam indicate several things. First, we can see the condition of each organ and each body system from the level of energy and condition of the energy. It's indicated as depleted, too little energy, or congested, dirty, or too much energy. As you will see, it's quite easy to perform a GDV. We use the GDV to take images of your fingertips. That is all the GDV needs to evaluate your health and from an energy perspective. The reports from the GDV show us organ function, depleted or congested areas in your energy field, and chakra alignment. We hope you enjoy the GDV exam, and we will see you back here afterwards to answer your question.
Welcome everyone to this presentation on the GDV, Gas Discharge Visualization, with our willing subject, Mark, here. So we're going to demonstrate how to take a measurement. So where the machine will generate a glow around your finger. So we have that is made for guiding the right position of your finger. We want your finger to be in the middle of the glass plate here. We want it to be about 45 degrees, the flesh part of it, not 90 degrees, not the fingerprint, but sometime in between. You'll see this will guide you to do that. Put your right hand through. And now put your thumb, we're going to start with the right thumb, put your thumb through the plastic thing and have it touch the glass plate. Okay, so let me know when you are ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, let's take another one just for making sure. Okay, very good. So now let's do the same with the index finger. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Very good. Next finger. Let me know.
Ready.
Now switch hand and do the same with the left hand, starting with the left thumb.
Okay.
You can move the machine to make it easy for you. So now we're going to put the filter in. It's a simple plastic filter, but specially made for this type of research. Okay, and now you switch hand, and we will start with the left, the right thumb again. and pinky. So we're going to save those images and the data. So now what the software does is processing your data in such a way that it's divided in sectors, which corresponds to different organs, and will allow us to see the energy field in each organ. Now we see two circles. The left side is body systems on the left, and the right one is body systems on the right. The zone that is pink is a deficient zone, and then you have green, the normal zone, and yellow, the excess zone. We also have a blue line and a red line. The red line corresponds to without filter, which includes physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual components of your energy. The blue one is the physical energy only. So we can see that physical energy is pretty much inside the green zone, but there's some deficiency when we look at without filter, which correspond not at physical conditions, but psychospiritual conditions. But it's like the energy that was measured around your fingers by the device put around your body. So we have here the no filter and we have the with filter. So your physical energy at 23,940 is excellent. We look at energy above 14,000 as being normal. The symmetry is 93%, and we think 80% or more is good. So in terms of psychospiritual energy, you are a little below the 14,000. Now this is based on the energy in your meridian system. The theory, in a nutshell, is that the energy from the chakras, which is more subtle, pour into your meridian system, and by measuring the organ energy, we have information on the chakras. So the bigger the ball, the more energy you have. So some of them are small, some of them are bigger. Then you have the left-right balance, introverted or extroverted, and each chakra corresponds to different energies. So as you can see, we can get a lot of information on the energy of a person with this device. People can come here and get a reading for themselves, or we also provide reports to health professionals so that they can use it as a roadmap for determining where they need to go or where they need to work next. So we will end the demonstration there. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, well, we do have a couple of questions. The first question, I'm not going to name their names, but one person's asking, how much does it cost? And it might be several different costs for several different exams. But typically, the one you just saw, a GDV is very low cost, around $150. And the Mainland, which is a full body exam, is about $250. We also have combinations that, and we have repeat appointments. So if you want to watch your progress, then we can work out lower pricing if you come in every week or every month. So I hope that answers that question. Also, we have another comment here, and nice to see that we're all wearing masks doing the tests. We are very strict here at Psy-Tek about working to prevent spread of COVID. We have our own research project that we are using to help manufacturers make a home-safe antibody kit. We also have, as you saw in the first exam with the thermal imaging, we procured a robotic camera to make sure that our patients and the technicians are safely apart. Before, they used to be right on top of each other. But now we have the ability to remote control and see it from another room or another divider, as we did before. So I hope that answers the questions. And but once again, we are very strict about covering these COVID requirements now. Any more questions? Let me take a peek here. Okay, that's it. So, ready for the next one? Let it go. Oh, wait 1 second if you can. I have a question. Can we insert a question here? Okay, here we go. We have somebody, Iowari James. What's your question? Oops. I think I have to unmute you. You have to unmute yourself. See if I can do it here. No, right, there you go. All right. Please speak up.
Yes. Sorry, the GDV machine, is it available for sale? And
Yep.
is the software a standalone software? If it is a standalone software, can it be purchased? And if so, how much is it?
Okay, well, the GDV itself has been around for over 30 years. The device we use is a professional version. It costs around $12,000 to $14,000. And but there is a new version that was put out by Konstantin Krokov, and it's called the BioWell. Now, the BioWell works well. It's about under $2,000, and you can purchase you have to purchase a subscription though to use the calculation part of it, which is about $25 a month. The only downside of the BioWell is it doesn't include the chakra portion. So we have them for sale, and we're happy to sell them and train. The software itself is very extensive. You can buy several different portions of the software. But typically, with the $2,000 purchase of the BioWell, you'll have everything you just saw. And if you get the Pro, then you get a much wider variety of software.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right. So, okay, Matthew, let's go to the next one. Hello again. This is Bob Hertz, Managing Director of Psy-Tek Labs. The next exam we're going to see is brain mapping. We've been using advanced brain mapping technology for years. Our last set of helmets had 24 Bluetooth connections on it to avoid scraping the scalp and putting wires with glue on your head to get back to the conventional devices. This new equipment we have now that we found 2 years ago is called WAVI, W-A-V-I. It's based on a new brainwave that was discovered. This is not a typical brainwave like alpha, beta, theta. It's actually a tracking wave. And with this wave, we can measure performance. This is very interesting for people who are trainers or running fitness centers, because this device can actually track and report on improving or decreasing performance. We call this device the P300, and the 300 stands for 300 milliseconds, about 1/3 of a second, which is the time it takes for a thought to trigger a neuron. Now, if we can use this device to test before and after a new device, a new medication, a new technique, we can actually see whether or not the performance has improved or not. So, with the P300, you will see a brain mapping session, and we hope you enjoy watching this new technology, and we'll see you back for a live Q&A in a few minutes. Thanks.
Our volunteer today is Cindy. Hi, Cindy.
Hi.
Going to measure your head.
Okay.
So I'm going to try this on you to make sure it fits. Does this feel comfortable?
Mhm.
And then you can just rub it and then clean your earlobes for me. Okay. So be ready, it's gonna be a little wet.
Okay.
So those are the ones that are red. I might add a little extra saline. Alright, it looks like we are ready to go. So the very first test that we're going to do, we need a headset for. Next. The very first test that we're going to do is called P300 Eyes Closed for 4 minutes. And what you're going to do is you are going to close your eyes and you're going to have to use the mouse.
Okay.
And you will have to click whenever you hear an odd tone.
Okay.
And for this next one, I'm going to take the headset off because we don't need it anymore. So for this one, you're just going to look at the screen for 4 minutes. Alright, we're done with this one. Are you doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. We have 3 more to go.
Okay.
And the next one is called Erickson's flanker test. And what you will see is you're going to see arrows appearing on the screen, and they're to the right or to the left. And what you need to do is you focus on the one that's in the middle.
Okay.
So you can either use the mouse, the left or the right click, or the arrows on the keyboard. Alright, we're done with the flanker test. Now we have 2 more tests to go, and both of them are trail makings. One that's going to go from 1 to 25.
Okay.
So whenever you're ready, I can hit start.
Okay.
It's a little bit more difficult because now you need to connect numbers and letters in alphabetical order. So you would go 1A and then 2B, 3. We'll go from 1 all the way to 13, and there is no letters after number 13. So once you hit 13, you're done. Done. Great. So we're all set. So now we're going to generate your report. Mammography report. We're going to print your report.
Okay.
And then we'll set up a time to go over your report, the results.
Guess that was back to us. Okay, we'll see if there are any questions here. Okay. Yeah. Now, okay, one of the questions we have here is how much is brain mapping? How much does it cost? Well, before we got the wavy, we had the typical large helmet, and we were starting off at around $700 and go up, depending on how many professionals we had doing the analysis on your brainwaves. But with the wavy, it's pretty economical. The machine itself is inexpensive, and the tests that we do started around between $300 and $400. And depending on the amount of analysis that you pick, because we have several different layers, we also have concussion programs and other ones specially designed for other brain conditions. So typically you'll start at around $400, and you can spend as much as $1,200 on that particular exam. And, any more questions? See if we got any more.
Somebody was asking if it's safe to use for children.
Oh, absolutely. As a matter of fact, we do have 3 different headset sizes and one specifically for children. I might add at this point that the wavy is very unique. It actually, because it has the performance added to it, it can pick up psychological conditions in about 8 minutes, including OCD, PTSD, and a bunch of other ones. You could actually bring it into a school system and tell parents before they got a call from the teacher or the principal that their child is leaning towards a particular condition. So very useful for that, and the other types of brainwave equipment do not give us that advantage. So, any more questions? Let me take a peek up here at the attendees. Okay. All right, that's it for now.
We had one more question from Anthony.
Oh. Go ahead.
Can you read it, or do you want me to read it?
Go ahead and read it.
He was asking, is the output similar to MRI readouts? Is it brain mapping?
Oh, no. Well, the MRI is magnetic. This does not use any outside forces to measure it. We're actually picking up the brainwave activity directly from each one of the different nodes that we put directly on the head. So we pick up brain activity, and we're able to do analysis that way. And I hope that answers the question.
Can I add one more thing?
Go ahead.
It's based on electroencephalography, which has been around for at least 70 years. But over the years, what happened is that not only the detectors have been improved greatly, but also they are able to correlate the different positions with the functions inside the brain. So we get a lot more information than it used to be. That's why it's called brain mapping, but because we can really map the regions of the brain and their functions. So that's why.
I also add to that our other equipment that we do have allows a practitioner to create a formula for frequency that gets put back into the brain to handle other conditions. And so there is a lot of therapy that's been evolving over the last few years to allow skilled practitioners to actually mitigate some of the problems that people have with brain waves. All right, any more questions? All right, let's move on to the next one.
I might just add that it was also a good tool for brain mapping as far as concussions go. That they use in the school systems.
We do have a program that's built in for concussion tracking, and that is specifically designed for people who have concussions and want to see how they've progressed. So,
we'll go on to the next one.
Hi, I'm Gaëtan Chevalier, Research Director at Psy-Tek Labs. We provide inventors and innovators our expertise to validate their products, devices, and services. We have decades of experience in subtle energy research, physics, engineering, computer science, neuroscience, psychology, and energy medicine. These professional skills allow us to deliver superior analysis to our clients. Our people are expert in their fields and include medical, complementary, and alternative healing techniques. We are competitive with major universities and research facilities. Our pricing is significantly lower, and our research is customized to meet your goals, including effectiveness marketing and peer-reviewed publication support. Our laboratory includes several devices that are used to non-invasively monitor the many health aspects of our human research subjects, as well as analyzing both liquids and solid materials. Our collaboration with other universities and other laboratories further adds to our vast repertoire of devices and the methods we tailor our research to your needs. Enjoy the research demonstration and see you back in about 6 minutes. Thank you. Hello everyone. We will now demonstrating how to use the gas discharge visualization from Constantine. And by the way, these two samples are devices that's supposed to energize the water that we're going to be testing. The first one here, which use 2 bottles, and the second one here that is we're going to pour water through. So according to the manufacturer, we are to reverse the bottles and then give it a twist so that these energizers, vortexers, will work properly. So I'm going like this, and then I give it a twist like this, and here we go. It's going through. So this sample is ready. Okay, we'll put it aside for now. And we're going to compare it with this other sample, which is a different device, as you can see. And this one, we pour the water through it. And this is our sample. So we have our 2 samples. So next we're going to go into the testing phase. And so we have the perfect device here in the GDV, the gas discharge visualization, designed to test the energy content of water. So now we're going to... So we have our 2 samples, sample 1, sample 2 that we just prepared. We have also a control that we use to compare with the samples, and I need a trash. Here we have sample 1, and we have a syringe that fits into this setup here that is made specially for testing waters. What I'm going to do is prep the sample, fill the syringe, and I empty it a couple of times just to clean it or make sure. Okay, so that's good enough. Now we have water bubbles. Tap it, get the bubbles up. So I'm taking water on the edge of the syringe as much as possible. For measurements by preparing a meniscus, just barely stand out. So now we're putting it here. And we need complete darkness. So now we are ready for a measurement. 54 seconds. That's 120 images. Okay, so now we're going to take a measurement. So now we've got the right folder and we're ready. Start capture. Here is the glow generated by the GDV around the drop of water. It's about 10,000 volts, high voltage. Okay, so now we finished one, so we're going to do a second one. Here it is, filmed. Change the water, so that's why I need a trash. So I'm trashing this, and I'm preparing another sample. Okay,
Okay, so now we're preparing the third drop.
Okay.
Okay, so now we are preparing for drop number 4. Water drop. Okay, now we're going to prepare the 6th drop and last drop. The first measurement. Okay, and now what we do normally next stage is analyze the data. So we take all this data, which is in a number of files. As you can see, this measurement is actually a little movie. Special software that will analyze the data, measuring the intensity, measuring the area of the glow, measuring the shape of it, and all of this is computed with the proper statistics to measure differences between samples. And so then we prepare a report and we send that to the sponsor. That's the process. Thank you for your attention.
That process is extremely tedious. I cut it down to a fraction, but as Gaetan was saying, there's several hundred pictures of each pass. And by the time we're done, that little movie is actually a Gaetan, how many frames are in that every time you did one of those?
So every time we did one little movie, we had 100 pictures. And so we had, then we did that 12 times with 6 drops. So what we do, we measure each drop twice, and then we change drop to make sure that the measurements are consistent. And when we are done with that, we actually let go of the first drop because there's some instabilities, and then we measure the rest of those drops. And we get to analyze about 1,000 images. So I'm repeating the same process with the next sample, and we're going to end up with 1,000 images for each sample that we analyze for, as I said, for intensity, size of the glow, and form, shape. So it's exquisitely sensitive to any changes. So we can tell, for example, if a formula has more energy than the other. And because of the process itself, which is actually extracting electrons from the water, drop, we can get a lot of information about what's happening inside, if the water is structured, if the water is energized in some ways. And we have done so for so many waters for a number of years now, for about 10 years. So we have a data bank of all kinds of waters that we can compare to if we want with new samples.
Right now, actually, we are doing a study with several different devices that are designed to structure water. Structuring water is kind of like taking water from a waterfall, which is energized, and the structuring only takes about 1/1000th of a second, but the structure sticks for a certain amount of time, and that's part of what we're measuring. So there are competitive devices out there that will do structured water for your whole house, or just for a cup at a time. And we have one that came from a NASA scientist. Another one is designed by actually a healer. And then we have a couple other ones that came in that are commercially available. So what we're doing now is actually testing them all against each other. So that's going to be about 5,000 little pictures there by the time you're done, Gaetan. Also, I'd like to mention that in research, that is our main work here, is medical thermal imaging and research. Some of the research we're doing is pretty amazing. And one of them right now that we're doing is helping to provide reason for the FDA and CDC to allow home antibody testing. So we opened up an IRB research sanctioned by an IRB, and we have taken apart the boxes of COVID antibody kits and prepared them into single units and engineered them so that they're easy to use, and collected a lot of data from several hundred clients who have actually received these antibody kits in their home or office. And, you know, to stay compliant with the IRB, we have to get a signature, informed consent to protect the subject's rights. But if anybody out there wants to join the research, it's still active. Just come to our site, click on Get Tested, and answer some questions, and we'll get you set up. Some of the other research we're doing is very interesting. We actually have been testing healing crystals for a very prominent physicist, as well as other people in the trade who are trying to validate the type of healing that's non-invasive and energy-based. I think we're ready for more questions. Does anybody have one? I don't see anything from the attendees. All right, I'm ready for the next one.
Can I just add that we don't only test liquids, as you were stating, we test a lot of different things, so that if somebody wanted to test a device or anything like that, they could, Gaetan or you can help them formulate a protocol and how to test what they need to test.
Actually, that's true. We're testing waters and CBDs and anything that's hitting the market very well to create a comparative analysis to help them with their marketing. So, and also we support students at a college that's attached to us in their doctoral thesis, where we actually have them work in our lab and help them to attain their degrees. And Gaetan and also Dr. Clark are both adjunct professors at the college as well. So we support their producing their dissertations for peer-reviewed publications as well.
It's just one more words. We can not only test waters, but we have also test oils and other liquids we can consider. So, and we can test materials themselves also, like powders and things like that. So we're open to quite a few different options. So if you get back to us, I'll be able to work with you something.
I'll mention one more thing that's pretty appropriate now. You know, there's a lot of scuttlebutt about the different frequencies that we're all being exposed to. And so 5G is in the news. It's a big deal. For the technology that's evolving, it's absolutely critical. But the byproducts of that are in question. So we do a lot of testing on different fabrics and things that we can't build a Faraday cage around everybody to protect them from all the frequencies. And I don't think there's any way to stop Musk from putting up 1,000 satellites at this point. But I think there is a lot we can do to mitigate the problem as far as our exposure to various frequencies. So some of the work we're doing is isolating the harmful frequencies that come out of 5G and 10G, which has been released about a year ago, 5 being 5 gigabits a second and 10 being 10 gigabits a second. But the 5G technology itself is multi-layered. It's not just 5G the same around the world, because every phone company and every transmission company has different protocols and equipment they have to adjust to the 5G network suite. So it's an ongoing problem, and we know we can't stop it, but we need to do something to mitigate its effects. And that's what we're doing research on in that regard. So, ready to roll?
Okay.
Okay. Hi again, it's Bob Hertz, Managing Director. I want to thank you all for joining our open house. We hope you know more about what we do here. And as a gift for joining us today, we are going to offer you a 2-for-1 on any of our exams. Just mention the open house, and these exams 2 for 1 will be good till the end of 2020. Thank you again for spending the time. We invite you to visit and tour our lab. Be safe, be well, and thank you again.